What is up guys, JayFerGaming here, welcome back to my Felipe Massa career mode. This is the halfway point of the season, the British Grand Prix, and if you've missed any races then check out my channel. There will be a playlist somewhere about there, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But in terms of the championship, it's very close between myself and the two Mercedes, and the Ferraris are looking behind us. I'll have to wait and see what happens here. Silverstone is a strong track for me, and I will be looking for tickets to go to my first British Grand Prix this summer. So at the moment I'm just scouting out the stands, what seats I could go for, what would be good for the best experience. But into qualifying, we're coming to the line for our first run, and we are going to take first place. Not sure yet if that's a good lap. It turned out that it was the third best lap, so we went for another one, trying to overhaul the two Mercedes at the front. Come to the line, what do we get this time? We're only 2/10 off, so it's very, very close. So I went for one more run. It was about to start raining, and Button just, totally understeered, hit the back of him, lost control, and that was session over. Shame really. I'm sure we might have gone a little bit faster, but I think the rain was coming in, and there we go. That is the grid for the British Grand Prix. Rosberg from Hamilton and then myself, the three current championships challengers at the front. My teammate's down in 7th, 2.2, he's 2 seconds slower than me. What is up with Bottas's pace? And we look towards the back, and it's the usual suspects, but this should be a very exciting race. Really looking forward to it. It's a dry, sunny day, which we don't see too often in Silverstone, and it looks like it could be a two-stop race. So very excited for this. Hopefully we get a good start and challenge the Mercedes probably into turn 3. So the build-up, the pressure is on, a long race ahead, and away we go. We get an okay getaway. Back end's not really stepping out, not much wheel spin, but we've got a Ferrari on our inside. I can sense it. There we go, Raikkonen. We try and hold it around the outside of him. Rosberg's got an amazing start. Hamilton's very slow, so we're going to try and look at the inside of him, but no, he closes the door. Rosberg got a great getaway there, so we need to try and set up Hamilton here, but no, we get a load of oversteer, go off the track, and we're going to be under pressure from the Ferrari of Raikkonen. Surely it looks like we've just held him up actually, and he's actually dropping back. The Mercedes are long gone already, so we need to try and maintain our composure, close up to the back of them, and get into the 1 second DRS window? What's the word? I always get it wrong every single race. But we did close back onto the rear wing of Hamilton, and now we're DRS enabled. We could have an opportunity to take second place from him, and we've dropped Rosberg slightly, but Hamilton's pretty slow at this point for some reason, so DRS are quite far back. It'll have to be a very opportunistic move. Dive up the inside, we go for it. Do we get it done? Understeering a little bit. Hamilton's still there, but he hasn't got the grip on the inside, and we've taken second position. Great move there. Let's see if we can maintain this place, because it's going to be very tricky. The Mercedes have got the perfect car for this circuit. Fast corners, some long straights, so it's definitely suited for them, but it's a good track for us as well. We've got a decent car, but our tyres at this point, we're not feeling great. I'm not sure why. I obviously did 2 laps on them in the qualifying, and Hamilton's coming back on the attack. We're going to go defensive into the same corner we actually overtook him. He's going around the outside. I don't think he's there, but no, we'll be going for switchbacks. You just can keep doing them in these sections of the track, and he's going up the inside. We have not got great traction here. We're forced wide, and he's got us back past, but if we can use the slipstream, we can go for a move into the old turn 1, and I think we've got a decent run here. We're going to go for it up the inside. Hamilton's gone slightly wide, doesn't have the grip, and I think Raikkonen's going to attack him as well. We forced Hamilton out quite aggressively, but we maintained second position, which was the main thing. But lap 6, I decided it's time to rain. It's time to come in for the option tyres, because I've been told it's going to start raining in 15 minutes. So I just thought the AI will probably come in and then pit and go on to option tyres again. So I might as well get it out the way, use the grip of these tyres, and then get a massive undercut if possible. Though I'm going to be in quite a bit of traffic, as you can see here, so I'm going to have to overtake quite a lot of cars, and hopefully the rain doesn't come too soon, because that would be a disaster. And you can see how hard the cars ahead are battling. No wonder they're so far behind. I've just gained like, what, a second and a half in a section of corners. They are so slow, the two McLarens, so we'll easily dispatch of Alonso here. No DRS because we were so far back, but still, look at the speed we have. Button is slow, and I think we're going to go for Button and Grosjean. What a move. We took both of them. 3 cars on one straight. Fantastic move, and we didn't lose any time, which is perfect. So now to try and close in onto the back of Sergio Perez and dispatch of him as quickly as possible. And we do. Look at the additional grip we have. Obviously, we have newer tyres, so we'll lunge up the inside. We'll not do our chances that badly, but we're going to go for a switchback here. And we actually take far too much curb. Yeah, that was a bit opportunistic, but we're going to get DRS here. We're sliding around on the track, just trying to get our tyres up to temperature. Make the most of the extra grip we have, and up the inside of Perez should be a simple move. And there we go, up into 14th, but the main thing is we're getting a huge undercut on the leaders. Hopefully they pit for options once again before the rain comes. That is our only hope. Otherwise, we've totally screwed up this strategy. And now we're on the back of another group of cars. Just look how slow they are. I've gone very wide there trying to avoid Verstappen, but there's a car off to the left. We've got Verstappen up the inside of Kvyat. 2 cars in one corner, but I'm sure one car's just retired, and it's Carlos Sainz. I'm going to guess... I don't know what's wrong with him, actually. What's happened to him there? That's weird. But now we're on the back of the 2 Sauers in the top 10. And we're going to look to get past them. Around the outside of Nasser here. Looks like he's been in the wars looking at the side pod of his car. But around the outside, superior grip. He's going to squeeze us as well. That's very tight. Good job. There's a bit of AstroTurf there because I definitely made the most of it. And now to try and get Ericsson here. Closing in before Maggots and Beckett's would be very useful. And it looks like we could get the move done. But this is going to be very close. We're going around the outside. Can we get ahead of him? Yes, we are. But he's still there. So we have to change our line a little bit. But we just get it done. And up into 8th position. Maldonado. Where is Maldonado? He's quite far ahead in 7th place. He's having a great race in the Lotus. Nice one past her, but we try and close in on him, but the rain has come. It's time for Inters. The guys at the front have not pitted. I think, is Maldonado the first one in? I can't really see on the mini-map, but the leaders have not pitted yet, which means we've lost our lead or advantage of pitting early and getting the undercut, as they will not be pitting for another set of the dries, so that's annoying. But hopefully they stay out on their dries, obviously for another lap, and they lose a lot of time. That's all I can count on now, because it's going to be a fight back to try and get into the lead. And we're closing in on the back of Ricciardo. Everyone has now pitted, and it just shows how much we've lost out. We're all the way down in 7th from 2nd, 3rd position. So we're going to go for a move on the inside of Ricciardo. Get the move done. Is he going to fight back around the outside? He is not. He doesn't have the confidence on his tyres like we have. And now it's time for wet tyres. But I am the first to come in for wet, so the cars ahead will have to see if they get a disadvantage from staying out. But it seemed like it was starting to become wet conditions. It was the crossover point. And let's see if we can get the undercut once again. But actually we don't. We just get past Maldonado here, but Ricciardo actually jumps us in the pit stop phase. I just clean go off the track watching Ricciardo just understeering. So we've lost a little bit of time there, so we'll have to get Ricciardo as quick as possible. And I think, yeah, this is the perfect time, up the inside. And there we go into 6th. We're very far behind the top 5. It's going to be a challenge to get into the top 5. Unless we make a very bold strategic decision as we're sliding across the track. Just trying to go as quick as possible. Bottas is down to 5th. And yeah, I was hoping not to catch up too much, otherwise we will stack. And it feels like it's time for intermediates once again. So many pit stops in this race. And it's the longest pit lane of the year, so we want to make as little pit stops as possible. And as you can see, Bottas's pit stop has delayed us by a couple of seconds. That's why I didn't want to get too close to him. So the weather, what's going on with the weather? It's eased off, but we're struggling there. We've got an 11.5 second gap to Bottas, so we did lose a couple of seconds in the pit stop phase. So if we do close him down, we don't want to be too close for another pit stop. But luckily for us, we didn't have to concern ourselves with this anymore because there is a yellow flag, and I've kind of given it away. Bottas is involved in this. There's a slow McLaren, and look to the right. There is a Mercedes with Bottas. Something has happened there. A big incident by the looks of things in Maggots and Beckett's section as well. It's never going to be a small incident. So this is Bottas. He hits Rosberg. I think that's Rosberg. Rosberg didn't have a front wing and just came straight across the track. And that kind of helps us, gains us 2 positions. We don't have to wait for Bottas in the pit stop phase. And with 20 laps to go, this was actually the pit stop lap for my final stint if it was to be a dry race, so perfect opportunity to put the primes on. But actually the top 3 have gone for options, which suggests they probably have to pit again. So if I stay as close as possible to the top 3, then we might have a chance, an outside chance of a first or second place here. It's going to be very interesting to see in the latter stages what happens. But we were very good on these tyres, just trying to get them up to temperature, because obviously they don't have the greatest grip. There's a car off to the left once again. Cars are struggling in this section, but sadly it's only Hülkenberg and not Hamilton, Raikkonen or Vettel who make up the top 3. But we've got decent pace, 6-second gap to Raikkonen. Hamilton sent the fastest out of the race there. So he's probably about a pit stop ahead of us, so if he was to pit again, it'd be very close and very interesting to see what happens. Valtteri is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to him, but sadly for him, we won't be getting many constructor points with him retiring once again. Vettel is now in the pits for his final set of option tyres, so he's going to be on my tail by the end of the race. And is that Raikkonen just ahead? No, it's not. I think we can see... Where is Raikkonen? No, he's slightly further ahead than I expected. I think the gap's around 10 seconds at this point, so waiting for him to pit again. But Hamilton and Raikkonen have not pitted. I'm wondering how they're making their option tyres last so long, because my primes are not feeling great at the moment. And Vettel on the attack. He's going to the inside, so I'm going to squeeze him to a very tight entry to this corner. We're making slight contact, I think, but we're holding around the outside. This is a great battle between ourselves and Vettel. He cuts across us, so we make slight contact, but we're trying to hang it in there. Pretty decent traction considering we're on the primes. He got himself on the AstroTurf, and this battle goes on. It's reminiscent of Alonso versus Vettel of 2014, and we've got the inside line, so we should get the move done. He brakes later, but no, he's gone too far wide, and we've got probably a couple of second lead now, and that's all we have to do. Just try and keep Vettel back, and we'll get a podium from this. That would be a fantastic recovery from our bit of a cock job on the strategy earlier on. So lap 51, penultimate lap of the race. My rears are feeling horrific. Once again I say, how the other cars have made their options last this long. But Vettel's on the attack up the inside. We don't have the grip to turn in. He does, and he cuts across us again, and we make slight contact, push him slightly, and we've got the back marker of Verstappen. We're going to lap up to 6th place. That just shows how slow the cars behind have been in this race. Unless there's been quite a few incidents, I'm not too sure in the minor positions. But Vettel, is he going to get held up from Verstappen? He's going to get DRS at this rate, which is going to be annoying. Oh, Verstappen lets him through. Please let us through as well. That's going to be pretty close. Trying to stay as close as we can to Vettel. Our best opportunity is on the hanger straight here. But we're dropping further and further back. We get DRS, but we don't actually make a move. But strangely, Kimi Raikkonen's in the pits. I don't know what to say about that. Surely he must have had damage or something, but that's got us up into 3rd. We're trying our best to keep on the back of Vettel, but we just couldn't do it. Our tyres had gone off the cliff. He was on pretty fresh options. So it looks like we're going to come home in 3rd position. Not a bad result, really. We're keeping consistent in terms of point scoring, which is essential for a championship challenge. But we're coming to the line. It's 3rd place for Felipe Massa at the British Grand Prix. Another trophy for the cabinet. I've lost count of how many podiums we've had this season, but it must be, I'd say 7 or 8 off the top of my head, which is very solid indeed. And we'll keep the championship battle alive and very competitive between ourselves and the Mercedes. As Rosberg, I think, finished in 5th, but we'll have confirmation here. Hamilton takes the win from Vettel. I am in 3rd, Raikkonen 4th, Rosberg 5th, even after a penalty and an extra pit stop. And looking down, Verstappen 6th. Maldonado had a solid race. And Force India of Sergio Perez scores his first points of the season, along with Maldonado as well. So it's been a decent race for them. And if we scroll to the bottom, we will see our teammate retiring. Once again, he's not pulling up his end of the team. And he got a penalty as well. Shame on him. So we'll have a quick look at the driver standings here. Hamilton and Rosberg are tied at the top. Absolutely brilliant. We're only 14 points behind. But as you can see, the 2 Ferraris are closing in. So they're trying to make it a 5-way battle. And it's going to be very exciting for the rest of the season. And if we have a look further down, we can see Maldonado has scored his first points with them, 4 points. And Bottas is dropping off the top 5. And everyone has scored apart from the Manners, which is kind of expected. Onto the constructors. I think we'll have, maintained 3rd. We're dropping further and further back. It's going to be tough to challenge. But I hope you have enjoyed that race. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll catch you in the next highlights. Goodbye.